This is what's driving the Australian economy. Inside these carriages is iron ore. They call it red gold. And right now, there's no end in sight. So New Zealanders are clambering to get on board too.
The sector's preference is always to employ Australians first, but increasingly we are seeing a skill shortage, and therefore we need to look elsewhere. And ideally, New Zealand is a great place to start.
There's heaps of Kiwis there, yeah. Brotown, that's the bit of a nickname around our camp, yeah, Brotown.
This group of Kiwi men drives 17 hours to mines each day.
We pretty much carry about 115 tonne payload. All up our weights are about 170 tonne, totally fully loaded.
On this one I normally carry manganese.
You're in the outback of Australia, extreme heat.
You can get up around, the 45-degree mark.
You pretty much just go into the mine, load your chromite, and you bring it back.
It's okay. It is isolated, but it's you get used to it.
It's what you make of it, really. The money is good. Yeah, the money is good. Yeah.
The money is good. Truck drivers take home 120,000 Australian dollars. For most of these guys, that's what it comes down to, and the companies know it.
The reason that we're able to pay, or we need to pay those high salaries, is to recognise that it is hard work. It's long work, and oftentimes some people may not be well suited to it.
And many people simply don't want to do it. That's why over the next 18 months, 20,000 mining jobs will need to be filled to service the growth of the sector. But we wanted to know exactly what conditions are like at the mine, so we tried to arrange it before we left.
We've tried and tried to get access to a mine, but all of the major mine companies have said no. In fact, one even said they didn't see any value in talking to New Zealand media, which is a little strange given there's a rather large labour shortage on at the moment.
Failing that, we thought we'd drive to one anyway.
Hey there, mate. How's it going?
Not too bad. Can I help you?
Hey, how far up can we go? Like, is there a gate or something towards the mine, or?
About the highway.
Once again, we were turned away. It's hard to get access to a mine, even harder to get a job working in one.
Obviously, it's not a scenario where you can turn up in Western Australia and pick yourself up a job automatically. You need to be qualified and well skilled.
BHP Billiton is one of the biggest iron ore producers in the world. They supplied us with this footage and told us 4% of their total workforce in iron ore operations in Western Australia are New Zealanders. That's roughly 300 people. Not a lot, really.
The only way that we're going to meet this skill shortage or provide for a process to help the industry through this shortage is to bring in people from overseas.
Now, take a look at this footage shot last week. Thousands of mine workers marching to the offices of mining magnate Gina Rinehart to protest that foreign workers, including New Zealanders, are being hired instead of Australians. The thing is, most of the Kiwis who come here are not employed in the mines alone.
People, I think, back home do think that mining is digging the ore and putting it onto the conveyor belt, but that's certainly not the case. There's a wide range of varied services that are all required to make the sector work. So what we have two different types of cleans. We have a light clean, which is...
Kiwi Tony Herbert lives here in Wickham, a tiny place of just 2,000 that he calls home. The majority of facilities here are owned by mining giant Rio Tinto, and 99% of people that live here work for the company too. Tony works for ISS, the company hired by Rio to run Wickham Village, where its mine employees live.
The client's core business is mining, putting iron ore on boats and selling it. They really don't want to be bothered with having to manage and run all those services. We're the expert in our field in that, and that's why they take us on to undertake that role.
That role provides jobs for 100 people and includes an arborist team, cleaners, a transport division and kitchen staff who serve up roughly 1,000 meals a day.
So we have about 300 or 400 guys that come in for dinner and breakfast every day. So at this time of day we just pretty much restock everything, make sure it's all clean and nice for them to come back into this afternoon for dinner.
Emma is from Kaikoura. She's here in Wickham because she earns 3 times what she was getting back home.
It's heaps better than in New Zealand, and obviously the weather's good.
Tim, chopping the tomatoes, is from Taranaki. They both fly in and fly out, which means they usually spend their 1 week off a month in Perth.
We have a number of New Zealanders. About 25% of our workforce here in Wickham would be New Zealanders. It really comes down to whether you think you can handle the conditions. It's very, very different to weather-wise than New Zealand. Very hard to cope. But if you're really prepared to work hard, then there are some very good opportunities.
But the opportunities will only last as long as production does. And to produce iron ore, you need skilled workers, lots of them, and it doesn't matter where they come from.
So this is it. This is the mineral from which so many jobs stem from. Iron ore really is everywhere here, but not all of it can be mined, which begs the question, when will this boom end?
Iron ore is trading between $135 and $150 a tonne. The red rocks are crushed and sent to mainly China, where the demand from steelmakers doesn't seem to be slowing.
To say that we're growing quite fast is an understatement, but we are looking forward to the future with a great deal of promise.
While the supply of iron ore can keep up with that demand, there will be jobs. Ironically, an oversupply is the only thing that threatens this gravy train.
There's that much work available, it's unbelievable.
If you want to get ahead in life, it's probably the best place to come.